Welcome! Welcome to the live stream. This live stream is going to be me telling some stories about my devices. For example, my Dreamcast. Don't mind the thing that's behind me. This iPod's being tested. It has lasted about an hour at this exact time that I'm recording, or in this live stream if you guys are watching live. So, we're going to start off with my very first device. You guys never seen this device before. You probably know why, because this thing has some serious issues. I'll say that. And it's not appropriate for me to say it, because it's just not appropriate. But this guy has been with me ever since I was a little kid, from 8 years ago. And I decided to keep it. Yeah, the screen's cracked, but of course, it still works. Oh, maybe not now, because I just slammed it on accident. Oh, shut up, you're gonna give me a contact match. Well, I've had that for about a couple of years. It's been through a lot. Raged on Roblox. Yeah, Roblox. That thing is old, so old, and it can't even run modern Roblox. But let's go to my Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was found on the side of the road, and it left the sat for like 5 months. Then I decided to take it back, sneak it back inside, and then I left it in my room for a few hours, then put it back where that person I gave that person, yeah, the Dreamcast for a little while. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna be pausing the stream so I can do some stuff. I am back. So about the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was not back given to me. Took it home, left it in my house for a few months. Not my house, but my mom and dad's house. And I let it sit for a few months. Then I asked my mom, look at this Dreamcast that I found outside a few months ago. And they were like, yeah, what about it? And I was like, I want to get games and stuff for it. And they were like, well, you're gonna have to wait a little bit and we'll get the cables and stuff. So we waited a little while. And then I brought it to my friend's house to see if he had a cable. Plugged it into one of his random cables that he had in his house. Fired up really quickly. And then I was super surprised to go back home and tell my mom we can buy the cables. We bought the cables. And then I didn't have this CRT. I had a, one moment. I had a Television. This thing sucks. I do not recommend getting this. This thing is dying. So that was when I originally hooked it up to. Where I hooked it up to that. And I decided to tried to play a CD, but it was stuck at the clock screen. Once I got this weird Dreamcast controller, I hate this thing. It's really comfortable once you start holding it. Triggers and stuff, it's very one of the best controllers I've ever had. Except the NES controller. Which we'll get to that. Eventually. And then I got everything else. Got a game. Started playing it. Atari has a funny story I don't know much about. So I'm just gonna skip over it. CRT. Yeah, we're going over the CRT. You guys already know this. If you guys haven't watched the YouTube video of how I got this thing, because I made a video on this thing, found it in a junk pile, then I picked it up, fired it up at my house, fired up completely fine. It freaked me out. It was like, I'm making a loud noise. I didn't realize CRTs hummed so loud. Every video I watched about these didn't have that CRT hum, which is beep. Pretty much that times 10 in pitch. And it makes that loud CRT hum. That's the CRT tube heating up and also being used. I love this thing. This thing is crisp. I used my DVD player for it at one point. Watched Thomas on that. And I watched the Sonic 1 movie on it as well, which was also really neat. The sad thing is, this guy, VCR doesn't work in it. And understandable. I mostly only use it for playing Atari. Love that guy going in the background for a few minutes. So the reason I like this Atari so much, mainly because it's one of the first video games. One of the first video games you can have back in the day. One of the best video games I've ever had. Then I had also, if you wonder what this black thing is, let me show you. It's a full-fledged piano. Yeah, I play piano. I love to play the piano. This guy is weird. Like, this thing is a weird issue where it has to be always plugged into a computer. Like, it makes this weird sound. If you listen here. I'll play a little test song. That's the broken sound. I can get this. Now, here's the USB plug. Plugging it into my computer. I can figure out how to get the USB end then. Here's the exact same, pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah, it sounds completely different. That's because there's something buggy with this stupid piano. I hate this thing. I'm gonna get a better one. That's my dream thing, to get a better piano is less bad as this one. I hate this thing. This thing sucks. So, outside of 3DS, this thing right over here, I have my Game Boy Advances. These actually do work. Got like my Lego block. Oh, let me tell you about my speakers. These speakers are just some cheap speakers that I use. I got this sub from my friend and these 2 speakers from my own school. Ah, yeah, that was fun. So, that's gonna be it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed about the story of a few of these consoles and stuff.